Hello and welcome back to another episode of For the Love of Self. I'm so glad you're here. This channel is all about mental health and manifestation. And if you are wanting to heal your shit and create a life that you truly love, this channel is for you. Today, we are going to be talking about manifestation tips for new moms because my best friend, who I've known since I was 5 years old, literally just gave birth yesterday. And I'm so excited. So, this episode goes out to you, Bing. Okay, number one, I am going to say this over and over and over again. You have to start with nervous system regulation. Start with your body, not your thoughts. If you want to manifest the life of your dreams, you have to feel safe in your body. You have to feel safe enough to be who you are. You have to feel safe enough to be with the difficult emotions. And you have to feel safe enough to take action on the life that you want. You also have to feel safe enough to receive what it is that you are calling in. And we can do this through simple grounding tools that don't have to take a bunch of your time. I know you're a new mom, you're like, what the actual F just happened to me? But just simple breath work, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, finding other breath work modalities here on YouTube, walking barefoot in the yard, doing body scans while you're nursing or feeding your baby. It's about regulation over your routine. Regulation does not have to be this whole thing where you carve out time to find a space that's quiet and feels clean and all this perfection. Simply doing a body scan is a way for you to practice somatics that gets you in tune with your body and gets you into the awareness of what's happening and expand your capacity to be with what you're experiencing. So it's important to be flexible. It's the key to becoming a new mom and just enjoying in life in general, right? Um, when your life is centered around a newborn, it's very intense at first. It's a huge life transition. So just honoring the need for grounding and regulation all the time is going to be so pivotal in your experience of enjoying motherhood and feeling safe and regulated all the time. Okay, number two, aligning with your desires, even in the chaos. I know you're like, again, just wondering what happened to my life. It's a lot, but it's also beautiful, right? You can experience those conflicting emotions, and that's where that nervous system regulation comes in. But I want to invite you to get clear on what your best life means right now. It doesn't mean that it's your best life forever. Like, we're always changing. It doesn't mean that your life is going to be the same as it was pre-baby. That's clear. But now that you do have this beautiful child in your life, what can you do to think about what would it feel like? What would it look like to live my best life now as a mom that's new? This is my first time, maybe. And you're just wanting to create some peace. A lot of times that's what moms are wanting, right? They're just wanting peace. They want to be healthy. Um, and also dealing with the emotions and hormones and all that stuff. But just knowing that it doesn't have to be the permanent decision of like what my best life is forever and always. And we can make small daily choices that can create the feeling of magic and manifestation. Like even just taking a 5-minute shower in peace can be huge, just allowing us one to regulate, right? But also just to know that like you do get to have the self care that you want. You do get to be healthy. You do get to be wealthy. You do get to experience the joy and the love that you have been wanting to have in this experience of motherhood. And then you can also focus on visualizing in the in between moments, when you're maybe when you're feeding your baby or you're rocking or you're washing bottles. I often would take naps when my daughter was taking naps, and I would just lay there and like visualize and think about like the life I wanted to create for me and my family. So there are so many little pockets of time, and it's about just like dancing with life, because there's going to be hard moments and there's going to be beautiful, like nourishing, delicious moments with family. And it is about being in alignment so that you can always feel that ease and that flow and that peace within yourself, even amongst the chaos. Number 3, rewiring your mindset gently. So I'm not a huge person that talks about rewiring all the time. That's not the first place I go. I'm a bottom up approach girl. And that means starting with somatics. But eventually, we do need to look at the stories and the narratives that we're looking at. And so part of that is ditching toxic positivity. I talk about this a lot. And if, I just want to say, like, as a new mom, if you're feeling overwhelmed, it doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong. It's just that it's a lot, and we can go into why that is in our society and all that, but that may not be helpful right now. And so, what can you do to continue to embrace a growth mindset around this to be like, this is a new thing for me. I'm learning how to like manage this chaos of new motherhood. And I've said chaos a couple of times now, and it's not like that for everyone all the time. That may feel like a negative word or something. It's just that sometimes it does feel like a lot is happening, right? Like lack of sleep, maybe, like you're dealing with a lot of new things. And so just don't feel like you always have to like be in the positive mindset while you're like actually just sometimes having days that are not so great. Sometimes you might have days where you're just like genuinely so down and you get baby blues and stuff. And that's a whole different topic. Let me know if you want me to make something on postpartum depression, anxiety, or psychosis. I would love to support you in that. So, something to be aware of. So, this is really about compassion over perfection. You know, your inner critic really might come out at this time because let's say prior to having a child, prior to becoming a mother, you may have been really successful in your career or your relationship or whatever. And then you come into motherhood and you're just like, I'm a shit show. I really don't know what's going on. So I just want to invite you to continue to tap into your heart space somatically and feel the love that you have for yourself to know that you are learning something new. Like, what if someday your child is 5 years old and or think about like when your child starts walking, you're not going to be like, really, you really couldn't keep it together. Be mothering towards yourself too. Be compassionate. And then also just think about all the affirmations that are actually true right now. Like you are becoming the mom that you want to be. You are in the process of this. So continual positive affirmations are a good way to go rather than just like toxic positivity. You can say that I'm in the process of, I'm learning, I'm getting better at this every day. Those are good ways of rewiring that mindset. Okay, I think we're on number 4. Practical manifestation tips for moms are, like I mentioned, during nap time, this is a good time to get your rest. And this is a good time to do a little bit of nervous system regulation, a little bit of time to journal. You could voice note your desires to yourself. You could do like a little vision board thing. Um, that is the time to self-care. Don't worry, the house is always going to be messy. Like my daughter's 8 years old now, and this is just an ongoing issue. Like there's always going to be dishes, there's always going to be laundry. Like find a container for the for those things in your life, but like your nap times, like baby nap times, should be like sacred self-care. Okay. Um, create a joy list, like create a list of things that feel light. Like I loved going for walks every day with my daughter. Of course, she was born in the summer, so it was just like a lot nicer. It was easy to get out in the sun and go for walks. I was ready to get out immediately. But if there's things that bring you joy in the meantime while you're like trying to get the energy to do anything, just think about like the small things, like the smell of a candle or yeah, like a certain blanket or just watching a favorite show, whatever it is that brings you joy at this time. Keep those things in mind. It's like a gratitude list. And then don't be afraid to ask for and receive support. You have to let yourself be supported. This is a part of the receiving process in manifestation, right? Like literally, what if God was like, I want to bring $10,000 to you? You would be like, yes, I'm going to open that door to let that in. I'm going to open that package to bring that into my life. If people want to offer support, Let them figure it out and fuck it up too, because that is a hard thing about motherhood is like you feel like you want to break, but then you feel like people won't do it right. The other issue might not be that, but it might just be like you being taken care of, like asking for help to be like, "Hi, I'm like recovering from a major bodily life event. Could you please make me soup?" Could you please take care of this or that? Um, don't be afraid to ask and be like, "I'm not able to do this. Could you do it?" So, finally, number 5, think about the fact that your identity is expanding. And this is a beautiful thing in the manifestation process is like that we change. Like we have to become the version of ourselves that would have, be, and do what we desire. So I want to invite you to honor this identity shift and how actually it can be really uncomfortable. This there's a term for this. It's called matrescence, and I can't remember. There was a book that this showed up in several years ago, like probably my mother's generation, maybe older, but you're not the old you. You're never going to be that version again. And that can be really, really heartbreaking. So I just, again, bring in that compassion and know that um, what you actually are unfolding into is beautiful and meant to be. And it's a part of the life that you're creating with this new family that you've decided to create. So honor that, have compassion for that and the discomfort of an identity shift. Use that nervous system regulation. And you don't have to choose between being a mom and following your dreams. I just want to share that when my daughter was 6 days old, I completely had a freak out in my internal freak out and was just like, "Oh my god, like what have I been doing with my life? I should have finished my college degree. Like I would like to do something more with my life than just do the work that I was doing at that time." And I it took time, but like I worked on some things and eventually I tried to go back to school like right away, but then doing that with a newborn was not possible for me. But eventually I did. I went back when she was 18 months old and I finished my undergrad and then I went back to work for a while again. And now I'm in grad school and it's such a dream come true because I feel like I'm just so authentically aligned with my career, my life purpose. What I've been put here to do on earth is to help people, is to help them heal, to help them create the life of their dreams. So that is all I have for you today. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please, if you're on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. Same if you're on the podcast, leave a review, please. If you have time, it really does help the podcast get up on the recommendation list. Same on YouTube, I guess. It helps the algorithm, and I so appreciate your time. And let me know in the comments, what was your favorite takeaway? What are you going to be implementing in your life? What are you finding easy? What are you finding hard? Let's start a conversation. And I also want to let you know that Embodied Forces is open for a free 30-day trial right now. Embodied Forces is my signature membership program where we come together for live classes to do the somatic and nervous system work so that you can heal your shit and create the life that you desire. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and click the link below in the show notes and it will get you all signed up and you'll get notifications for the biweekly classes as well as the monthly EXA, which is expressive arts therapy class. It's not therapy, I'm sorry, it's practices. I'm not a licensed therapist yet, but we're getting there. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will catch you in the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you found this episode to be helpful, be sure to share it with a friend who might benefit. And consider leaving a review so that even more people can find this podcast. Be sure to come find me over on Instagram and tag me, letting me know what your favorite takeaways were. My handle is Heather_Murphy_that's me. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. It really is an honor to be here with you on this journey. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date with the episodes, and we'll catch you in the next one.